When real life happens, we got a golden rule. Stay true, stay focused on what's important.
Yeah.
Cover the gold
Yeah.
in you.
Yeah, man. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Golden Rule Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ryan Hayes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, man. We had a power pack weekend all the way up until a Thursday night game, man. We're gonna get right into it, man. We had a power pack weekend, plenty to cover. So let's get right into it, man. I appreciate your attendance once again. And like I said, welcome back. First and foremost, we're gonna start off with Coco Gauff, man. We need to give her congratulations as well. Give Coco Gauff. Yeah, Coco. I like that name, by the way. I got an aunt named Coco, man. So I like that name, Coco Gauff, man. She's now a champion. Don't call her Coco, call her champion. That's what the shirt her mom and dad was wearing. She is now the youngest American person to win the U.S. Open since Serena Williams did it. Serena Williams won the U.S. Open in 1999 as a 17-year-old teenager, and now Coco Gauff joins her on Friday night, I believe it was, or no, I'm sorry, Saturday afternoon. She joined Serena Williams to become the youngest teenager since that time period to actually win the U.S. Open. So once again, man, big salute. I did watch the tennis match. I'm starting to understand it more. It's got a little flavor to it. I do know that they play in sets of three. It's three sets, and then it's six. I don't know. You got to win six games to win the set or something like that, man. But I mean, I'm starting to understand it a little more. It's a little more interesting, man. That's going to be my dog in the fight. I'm definitely looking for her to do big things. She could be as great as Serena, if not better. We don't know, man. The younger generation, I mean, like the song say, the children are the future, man. So congratulations once again to Coco Gauff. Before I move on, I just want to give her another hand. Yes, yes, yes. Much deserved, much deserved, much deserved. Now, if we can, let's move and transition into football, man, because this is a football time. We are now in fall, man. It's September. It's the fall season, so it's all about football, man. We had football going on throughout the weekend. First and foremost, Thursday night, before I finished the last show, we were talking about the upcoming game on Thursday with the Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And without Travis Kelce, it proved to be a damper on Kansas City, man. So the Detroit Lions edged them out. I mean, it was a small victory, but it was a victory nonetheless, man. Patrick Mahomes did everything he could in order to win that game. He had some drops by notably Kadarius Toney. I mean, I wouldn't say he blew the game for him altogether, but I mean, he had about 4 or 5 drops during that game that was crucial, especially that late one in fourth quarter. So we'll see how Kansas City improves. I'm really not worried about Patrick Mahomes, and he's got people out there I didn't know about, like the Rice kid. He got different receivers Noah Gray as well. So he's got different options that they're developing, man. And I know with a quarterback like him, he gonna throw you open. So the drops is just the drops, but I mean, he gonna get the ball in the breadbasket, man. So we're not gonna stress too much about Kansas City losing, man. There was some more notable wins. The Ravens won a great game on Sunday afternoon, but they lost J.K. Dobbins, which is, that was kind of crazy. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit because I wanted to speak about college football first and foremost, because that happened on Saturday. So Colorado rose again, man. Dion and the Colorado Buffaloes continue to win. They're already met or superseded the season they had last year. They only had one win all of last season. They're 2-0 right now. So, I mean, they already improved. So the money is well worth it, in my opinion. They got sold out seats and ticket sales sold out, celebrities all on the field. It's a different vibe in Colorado right now. And I must say, man, I'm a fan from afar. I mean, I'm a Buckeye, true and true, but I mean, I'm liking what's going on in Buffalo and Colorado. I'm liking what's going on, man. So I'm give them salute. Of course, we had another big game. Texas defeated Alabama, which was crazy. Last year Texas played Alabama, and it was at home actually in Texas, and they played Alabama, and they played them down to the wire with Bryce Young as the quarterback, who now my Panthers have which I don't agree with, but that's a whole nother topic. Yeah, but Texas did take down Alabama. They look very good, man. I mean, I will say they're ready for the SEC. It looked like SEC. They always say SEC football, this and that. And Texas was in the Big 12, but they're transitioning to the SEC. And the way they played Alabama on Saturday night, yeah, it looks like they're gonna be ready to go, man. So hook 'em horns, man. Good job to to Texas beating Alabama. One more notable, well, a couple more notable will be Miami beating Texas A&M. It looked like Miami might be back. They pacing their way back. A&M was only the number 23 team in the nation at the time, but I mean they did, propose a challenge for Miami, and Miami passed the test. I mean, it was a great win for Miami. So salute to the U as well, man. The last one will be USC. They look dominant. USC looks dominant. I know Caleb Williams is Heisman winner from last season. He just looks a whole different person right now, man. The team is clicking on all cylinders. They got wide receiver depth. They got running back depth. They got defense. They look good, man. So we'll just keep our eyes focused on them. I'm not real sure if they're going to be ready for some hard-nosed defensive teams, because it looks like the Pac-12 might be full of Big 12 type of teams, like air raid, less defense, a lot of points. So we'll see. We'll see. I am gonna keep my eyes on Caleb because I mean he's a Heisman winner and he's looking good right now. He's got like 13 total touchdowns in 2 games. So he's definitely, going to be on pace to be in the Heisman candidate race later on this season as well. So we'll keep our eyes on that. My Buckeyes didn't look too good this weekend. I mean, we won 35-7. The committee chose to drop us again. We now 2-0, and we've dropped in rankings 2 consecutive weeks based on how we look. I'm sure I guess they want us to win 60-0 or 60-7 or something like that. I'm not sure what they want from us, but we're continuing to win and we're still dropping back in the rankings. So we're gonna have to pick it up as far as being a Buckeye fan. And Florida State also looks dominant as well. They did jump Ohio State to the number 4 spot based on last week's win over LSU, which, I mean, I would say that's well deserved. I'm not going to be biased in this situation. Florida State beat a ranked opponent, and it was on the road, I believe. No, it was actually at home, but it still was a ranked opponent ranked higher than them in this case, and they came out and performed. So I give them their respect, man. Salute to college football. Those were the most notable games that I've seen as far as spreads and ranked opponents going down. Moving right along to the NFL, like I said, the Ravens lost J.K. Dobbins with their starting running back to an Achilles injury. He'll be out for the season. We'll keep our eyes on that. They did win in their season opener, but at the same time, a win and losing a player like that, we're just gonna have to see how they can correlate being without their starting running back. Now, I guess it's running back by committee. The whole NFL has adopted the running back by committee type of mindset because the running back's value is decreasing throughout the market. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the news with Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor from Indiana. I mean, these guys are being devalued as running backs. They're feeling like, hey, we can get 2 or 3 guys in and pay that salary or spread that salary out, because a running back's expectancy is only about 5 years in the league. They're at their best in their 5-year mark. And it's a shame because they got to sign like a rookie deal for like 4 years. So they never really have potential to make the most money that they can make. Other guys like quarterbacks, they get better after 4 years. They become better. Like Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, he looked very good this weekend, and he's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers all these years. So first game starting, he looked very good, over 300 yards passing, plus no interceptions. I got to give him respect for that. Also, the Bucks. Now, Baker Mayfield, I'm not sure what's going on, but Baker Mayfield looked good this weekend. I mean, he didn't for my Panthers when he played for us. He was getting the ball batted down every chance he got, but he looked very good this weekend versus the Vikings. So, I mean, I keep my eyes on that. I did think that was a notable win. It was a shocker to me because I obviously picked against them. 49ers beat Mike Tomlin in the home opener. Now, Mike Tomlin hasn't lost a home opener in about 3-4 years. So for him to lose an opener like that, we all know last year if you follow the sport, last year he bought the whole team black Air Force Ones because they were going to battle. It was like a fight. They going to, I don't know why black Air Force Ones got this bad stigma on it, like everybody going to fight when you got on a pair of black ones, but he bought them for the team last year. He really should have did it this year too, because they got stumped. 49ers made it look like it was no contest whatsoever. Moving right along, man, the Dolphins looked impressive. The Dolphins definitely look good. Tua Tagovailoa, like I said a few episodes ago when he was playing in the preseason, he just looked good. It was just great to see him back because of the concussion issues he had, going out back-to-back weeks like he did. And, I mean, that's a dangerous situation. You know, a concussion is a bruise to the brain. So when you having it multiple times back-to-back, I mean, in Carolina, we had Luke Kuechly, who was a young man, a great linebacker, probably going to be in the Hall of Fame even still. I mean, he led the NFL in tackles from the time he got in the NFL until he retired. So, I mean, you know, a great linebacker, but he kept having concussion issues and it forced him into early retirement. So glad to see Tua back. Hopefully he doesn't take too many shots, too many bad hits or anything, and he can stay upright and stay healthy because the Dolphins do look good. They got a promising future ahead of them with all the talent around them. Tyreek looked good this weekend. Jalen Water, all these people that they have associated, and Raheem Moister, they all look good, man. The Dolphins look good, and they beat the Chargers, who's also an up-and-coming good team with Justin Herbert at the helm at quarterback. Moving right along, the Rams won without Cooper Kupp, which I wasn't expecting. I do know they got Aaron Donald on defense, and they got some notable defenders here and there, but, I mean, no names really strike off the board, and for them to get that win this weekend without Cooper Kupp, that was major to me. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to beat the Seattle Seahawks like the way they did. I think it was 30-13, the final score. A lot of people had Seattle, you know, Geno, they wrote me off the I ain't right back thing. Geno looked good ending the season last year, so I wasn't expecting what I seen from the Rams versus the Seahawks, man. So that was another one. Last but not least, the Cowboys. Oh my God, the Cowboys, the New York Giants. Man, did you at least pinch the? If you seen the Players Club, you know what I'm talking about, man. New York Giants couldn't even scratch a field goal on the Dallas Cowboys. That was the largest win in Dallas Cowboy history, 40-3. The largest blowout. I'm sorry, shutout. The largest shutout, 40-0. Dallas Cowboys they one of the original teams in the NFL. You mean to tell me the New York Giants couldn't scratch 3 points? It was ridiculous. It was a complete landslide, completely. It was just bad. It was bad. I watched it last night, but it was not the way I wanted to see a Sunday night football for week one to start off. But hey, good news is tonight we got the Jets versus the Bills, which should be very exciting. Aaron Rodgers making his debut start for the New York Jets, as well as Josh Allen and what's my man Diggs, Diggs, the wide receiver, not Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Diggs for the Buffalo Bills. They're gonna be going at it tonight. Von Miller won't be playing, but it will be exciting, man. Quentin Williams, big guy up front. We know the offensive rookie of the year from last year was Garrett Wilson, the wide receiver, and the defensive rookie of the year also on the Jets was Sauce Gardner. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good game tonight, man. The Jets versus the Bills, man. Salute to all the football just being back. I definitely took it all in, man. I tried to watch as much as I could. It was a great weekend of football. So salute to y'all, man. We just gonna give y'all a prayer. For real. That was amazing. Okay, now moving on, man. I got a few honorable mentions. This won't be a very long show, but I got a few honorable mentions. First and foremost, one more Team USA, man. Come on, man. I mean, I know we covered the Noah Lyles thing, and I get it, man. We covered what happened with Noah Lyles, how he said the world champions are what? I'm just like, man, this dude is not. He is being looked at as being the most right person in the world right now. When in all actuality, we know that was like Team USA's C team. I told y'all in the beginning, like 4 episodes ago, that these guys look small, they look undersized, they don't look ready. But I was gonna keep my eyes on it. Steve Kerr's been getting thrown under the bus lately. It looked like he's not the coach everybody expected him to be. I feel like, I mean, you can hide when you're coaching, you can hide behind talent, but he's not like a Phil Jackson. Jackson. Phil Jackson did have Michael Jordan, but he also coached. It's coaching is about managing personalities more so than anything. So when you got egos and all kind of top tier egos on the team, you got to know how to manage that. Fortunately for Steve Kerr, he's been having Draymond Green, basically the leader of that team, and Steph Curry, who's like a soft spoken type of leader, but he leads by example. So it's not much that Steve Kerr has to, incite in his teams when he got a Draymond Green. I feel like he's being shadowed by that. And I don't think he's the coach that everybody thinks he is just because he has 4 championships. I feel like the players have everything to do with that. And his coaching schemes have really little to nothing to do with that. In my personal opinion, I've always felt like this. So I'm not trying to, bash Steve Kerr because he didn't at least get a bronze medal in the FIBA World Cup. But at the same time, his coaching has been on display. There was players disgruntled. I can say Brandon Ingram's and other players who just felt like they weren't put in position. And that has a lot to do with coaching. So yeah, Steve Kerr and the Team USA, boo, y'all stink. Nah, man. They let Dylan Brooks come out of Dylan Brooks. He wasn't even supposed to have a job. He gets signed by the Rockets, and then he turned around and become defensive player of the world in the FIBA World Cup. On top of that, he dropped 42 points Sunday morning on the Team USA to put us out of the World Cup, to not even place a medal. It was crazy just to see him drop 42. I was surprised in that. Like, what's going on? This dude, he in the second round of the playoffs last year, he couldn't even manage 13 points, and he gave 42. So yeah, Team USA losing, that was just trash. But I do know, shout out to Dennis Schroeder, by the way. Dennis Schroeder won the MVP of the FIBA World Cup, and his team, Germany, they did well. They won the whole thing. So congrats to Dennis Schroeder, man. We'll give you some love. We'll give you some love. But I mean, immediately after Team USA lost, there was breaking news that came down that LeBron James plans to play for USA next summer when the Olympics is in Paris. Not only LeBron, but Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, and Draymond Green have been tied to the reports to play for Team USA. So when we put our best of the best out there, we'll see how we look against the world. For now, we can't say that these guys, like I said, they weren't A or B listers to me. A lot of these guys were C listers. I mean, we had Austin Reeves coming from undrafted, and I understand he's a great up-and-coming player, but he's not the best Team USA could have offered. Let me just put it like that. And he's on my team in the LA Lakers, but at the same time, I mean, come on, man. This guy, he was leading the team. He led the team in points. So he wasn't the best that we could have offered. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Also, there was Devin Booker, Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, and Kyrie Irving that also were tied to the reports that they may be joining the team. So I guess we're gonna be, we don't take losing too well, man. It looked like all it took was for us to not place a medal to turn this thing around. And it looks like we're gonna get the real NBA players, the real Team USA in Paris next summer. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Moving right along, man. Shakur Stevenson, man. They are ducking. Now, what I say, I told you guys a couple weeks. I was excited last episode that there was an actual fight announced. The WBC announced the lightweight title to go to, it'd be up for grabs on November 16th. It was supposed to be a fight between Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin. Well, unfortunately, throughout the weekend, that has been shot down. It's no longer going to be a fight. Frank Martin is ducked out of it. He basically said he's not ducking, but we all know what he's doing. He didn't want to fight him. They say it's a potential that he fights Gervonta Tank Davis for that vacated belt that Gervonta is about to get. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, man, you're ducking Shakur, man. Listen, Shakur Stevenson has only fought one time at his weight class at 135. He's been ducked by 6 people at that same weight class, 6 different people at 135, including Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who's about to fight Gervonta Davis coming up. William Zapata, I'm not sure who that is. Lomo ducked him. Tank, of course, ducked him. Cambosa ducked him. And now Frank Martin has ducked him. I'm trying to figure out what is it about this dude that nobody wants to fight him, man? Is he really like that? Because me personally, I'm going to see him fight, man. I'm tired of seeing people bag out. What's the reason for the bag out? I'm not sure. I think everybody's trying to protect the zero or their record and try to protect their name and not get in the ring with this dude. I know Devin Haney as well. I didn't mention him, but he ducked him as well. So it looked like nobody want to fight this guy. This guy's looking like the most feared man in boxing. I don't know what's going on, man. But at the same time, we just keep our eyes on it, man. Hopefully Shakur can secure a fight, man, soon. Because I mean, that's how he feed his family too, man. Yeah, like it's like people don't want to get this man an opportunity to take their belts, man. I think they scared to get that chin check, but we're gonna keep our eyes on it because I'm not real sure why. I don't know why or why this has happened, but these boys out here playing duck, duck, goose. And he ain't never it. Shakur ain't never it. So moving right along, man. Last but not least, for the honorable mentions, I seen something in the news that said 21 countries have officially agreed to ditch the US dollar currency. So they're no longer, and this is just, all in 2023. I told you guys about the BRICS dollars, the BRICS currency. That's now being accepted in the Eastern Asian companies, but Eastern Asian countries. But now it's showing that the 21 different countries, not just the BRICS, but also ASEAN, that's ASEAN, is compiled of countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, as well as like Vietnam. It's 11 countries in this ASEAN, and they're also ditching the US dollar. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, man. It looks like our money is being devalued across the world. So we're gonna have to do something. We are the number one business industry in the world. So I mean, it looks like our dollars need to be worth something. But at this point, we can't trade dollars. We got to trade gold with other countries because they don't want our money, man. So we'll keep our eyes on it, man. But we still working hard for the money, honey, money, man. So it is what it is, man. It's just not valued in other countries. But anyways, man, we're gonna wrap up today's show, man. Obviously, we're looking forward to tonight. There's going to be a big game tonight, Jets versus the Bills. That should be great to start off Monday Night Football, man, for the year. But the golden rule of today will be consistency is key. Now, I know we all heard this before, of course, as well, but I mean, being consistent leads to success. It leads to actually just self-discipline and self-motivation as well as self-control. So being consistent is key, man. It doesn't matter what you're being consistent in. If you're a great dad, be a great dad all the time. If you're a great mom, be a great mom all the time. If you do podcasting, be consistent with the podcast. If you're doing a great job doing, I don't know, I always say arts and crafts, hair, fishing, whatever you do, whatever it is that you do, be consistent in it and you'll get better. You'll develop. It's called self-control, self-development. Being consistent will lead to all of these things, man. And also being consistent sets like expectations and guidelines for yourself, man. It makes you, have to reevaluate your own self, and your consistent level will also just boost your whole overall personality, your overall production level. So being consistent produces, and then it's just, that's what it's about, man. Being consistent in everything that you do, man. Like I said, if you want to be a great father, be a great mom, be a great brother, sister, whatever it might be, a son or daughter, just be consistent in what you do, man. Continue to do everything that you can in order to be consistent and stick to a routine. I would say develop a plan and stick to it, man. Being consistent is the golden rule of the day. And I'll leave you guys with that, man. I appreciate your attendance, and we look forward to the next episode.
When real life happens, we got a golden rule. Stay true, stay focused on what's important. Oh, you can discover the gold in you. Find your gold.
Look, breaking news.